Hello, dear students. I am back with a new chapter, The Lost Child by Mulk Raj Anand, and this is from your supplementary reader Moments. Okay, let's begin the chapter now. What is the title telling you? The Lost Child. Obviously, the child who has been lost. But at the same time, can you guess another connotation to this title? Yes, the child who is lost in his own surroundings, in his own world, and doesn't bother about what is happening around. So let's see the chapter, The Lost Child. Mulk Raj Anand, a prolific writer who had written about Indians in their real and true situations. So when you go through the novels of Mulk Raj Anand, especially the two novels that are very famous written by Mulk Raj Anand is The Coolie and The Two Leaves and a Bud. In particular, he prefers to keep Indian lifestyle and the scenario as its background in all his writings. So you come to the basic Indian lifestyle when you are reading the novels of Mulk Raj Anand. Okay, shall we begin the chapter now? Okay, The Lost Child. Okay, when the story begins, it is described like this. At the outset of spring season, where everyone is going to attend this festival of spring, and many of the people are coming out of their wintry shade. Okay, so this is the beginning of the chapter. And how does it begin? It is referring to the season of spring. As you all know, in northern states, 4 months are severely cold over there, that is from November to January. And after the wintry season, you come across with the beautiful season of spring, where you feel that the life has come again to its plenty and bountiness. So, and according to the Indian culture and all, we can understand that several festivals are there that are based on spring. We have Baisakhi, Vishu, Holi, etc. that announces the onset of spring season. And not only festivals, there are several fairs also that are associated with these festivals, and it is concentrated on rural areas especially. So if you think about festivals, what comes to your mind at a sudden in the month of April and May? What actually comes to your mind when you are talking about festivals and all? Yes, exactly, the Puram. The Purams, which has been shadowed under the pandemic era of COVID-19. We really missed the colorful events. We really missed all those grandeur that is very, very particular about our own state. Similarly, in the village, which is a background for the story The Lost Child, we are taken into a scene of a fair, and the people are drawing themselves out from their houses just to involve in themselves in the celebration mode. Okay, so how does the writer give an explanation to the people? They are coming out of their homes, they are emerging as gaily clad humanity. This is a phrase that the writer is using. Gaily means what? Happy, clad with bright clothes, and humanity refers to the whole lot of people who are coming to the fair. Many of them are walking all the distance to the fair. Some of them are even taking the help of the bullock carts and all. So it's just a scenario just 50 or 40 years back, the rural India. And so the people are going to attend the festival of spring. And then moment the narrator is describing someone that among the crowd he could see a little boy along with his parents, and is describing the little boy as he is brimmed with enthusiasm, joy and happiness. Okay, when I say that the river is brimming with water, what does it mean? That the river is full of water and it is at its full flow. Similarly, the little boy is brimming with what? Enthusiasm, joy, and happiness. It's full with happiness. Actually, festivals are meant for kids, they enjoy it a lot. The color, the toys, the sweets, everything is meant for these children. So, exactly, the boy is also having the same emotions. So, he is walking along with his parents, but he is lagging behind because you know that children are very observant. They will look and observe everything in and around. So he was very much fascinated by the color and brightness of the toys that laid on their way to the village fair. So now the poet is describing what was there on the way to their village fair. And meanwhile, the parents are continuously calling the child, child, come along with us. And the boy was very fascinated to the toy shop which was lined up on the way to their village fair. Exactly, the boy will be tempted to get one toy. So he needed one toy. He even pleaded for one, but unfortunately his parents refused. He knew that his parents will refuse. And he even calls, the narrator is even calling the father as tyrant, red-eyed father. Why? Because in domestic, or what we call in typical Indian culture, fathers are always strict and they have a very stern look. So and they will not readily agree to fulfill small and little things of children, because they are like they have such a figure in the family. They are very stern. Fathers in the family are very stern according as per the Indian culture, ways back 50 or 40 years back. Okay, he is said to be a tyrant, very strict. But on the other hand, the mother is with a tender heart, and the boy simply convinces the mother, and the mother said, "Don't worry, we'll just find a solution for this." But very trickily, she makes the child deviate from the toy shop, and she just let him concentrate on something else. She just wants to show something else to the child. And what all things? It's nothing, just the nature. And she makes him involve in all the natural things that was there in their way to the village fair. First of all, she just deviates the child's mind to the mustard field. And how does the writer describe the melted gold? Have you ever seen mustard field? I know that you are very familiar with the black color mustard seeds that we use for curries and all. But have you ever seen mustard field? Can you guess what the color of the field would be? In our areas we find green. Paddies are actually green in color. So in northern states, mustard fields are very common. So like melting gold. So what does it mean? That it is yellow in color. Yes, yellow in color. So the boy was fascinated to see that again. The mustard field was very, very tempting to him. At the same time, he was driven to the group of dragonflies who have come there to collect the nectars from the flowers which have bloomed, because it's spring season. And he even tried to catch them. It's a childish game, every boy and girl would have done this. You might have run behind all those dragonflies and butterflies just to have catch him, but the dragonflies, they will never give you a hold. Rather, it will just fly away. You will feel that you are just about to catch it, and that moment it will fly. So this is a very, very interesting thing that every child used to do. And then later on, the family members and along with other passers by, they are moving on to the village fair, and again the child is being called by the parents, "Come child, come, you are lagged behind, please come along with us." And they are moved to the groves. Groves are nothing but a shady area which is surrounded with all sorts of plants and trees. And when the little boy entered along with his parents into the groves, he could feel the showering of flowers, and it was so enthusiastic for him that he started collecting the petals of the flowers which fell down, and in between he was diverted to the cooing sound of the doves, and that too was very exciting for him. So as a whole, he just moved into a different world of nature that gave him a sort of calmness, serene way of uh, calmness and tranquility. He was provided with a peaceful mind he got when he just entered into the natural scenic beauty of the fields and the dragonflies and all. Okay, so this is the description of the way towards the village fair, how the mother deviated the child from the toy shop, and now the child is concentrating on the nature, the mustard fields, dragonflies, groves, etc. So this is the description of the way towards the village fair. Now, yes, you could see the picture. Just imagine how beautiful the mustard fields are, yellow in color, vast areas it's spread in. Okay, so like melted gold, definitely it's like melting gold, as if the gold has been melted over the soil. Yes, this might be the way that you're trying to catch a dragonfly in your hands. Yeah, the child is again picking up the petals which have fallen on him, and on the background you can see that the mother is calling, come child, come child, come. Okay, and he's busy with his activities, doesn't bother about what is going around. Okay, so through the mustard fields, now they are into the village fair, and village fair is having some more exciting things awaited for this child's vision. Okay, and he was very much, what do you say, he was very much fascinated and tempted to see different activities going on in the uh, village fair, the cacophony, the music, the crowd, the people's voices, everything was at its highest level. So it aroused excitement in the child. He was trying to go at each and every stall that was possible to visit. First of all, he just have a visit to the sweetmeat seller, and there he could find that the hawker was selling rasagulla, delicious barfi, jalebis, etc., and that was too tempting for him, and because barfi was very favorite to him. But on the second thought, what is the boy saying, that if I ask my father to get one barfi for me, he will never agree, because they will say that you are greedy of food and avoid such heavy food. So I should never ask for a barfi. So he just left that thought. Later on, he moves a little forward and he finds again a lady who is not lady, actually it's not lady, is not given over there. It's a what do you say, the flower seller is there, flower seller, and that seller is selling some garlands, and that are made of gulmohar. Gulmohar is a very fragrant flower. With its sweet smell, it attracts others. So he had a desire to get one garland, but at that moment he again thought of it, and he found the answer that his parents will never allow to buy a garland, because they will say that they are cheap, the flower garlands are cheap, so just leave it. So the boy also left the thought to get one garland. Then moving on, the most exciting part of the village fair, what is that? Balloons always attract young little kids, so they will just hurry towards the balloon seller. So the boy also is very tempted to go there. He finds a man who is just standing against a pole, and different colored balloons, like the bright color purple, red, yellow, green, all these colors are there, and he was so tempted to buy one. At that time again he thinks of his parents, and he got the answer that if even he asked to get one balloon, what will parents say, that you are too young to play with balloons, so leave it. The child dropped that idea also. Then he moves further on, and he finds a snake charmer who is blowing his flute just to make the snake move, and he was so fascinated to see the snake's movement like a swan, and he was interested to listen to that coarse noise. But at that moment he was triggered about the thought of his parents, that his parents have forbidden him to listen such coarse noises. So he dropped the idea to move away to listen to the music, and he just moved away from the snake charmer. Yes, but this is more interesting. He just sees what a roundabout swing, that is a giant wheel, and his heart totally lost his patience. Now he wanted to get a ride on it because every child was doing so. So he just wanted to have a ride on it. He turned back and asked for a ride. He just said, "Mama, Papa, I want a ride on the roundabout wheel or the roundabout swing." And at that moment, when he just turns back, he could not find his father, he could not find his mother. The little boy, overwhelmed to see the swings, put out a request to his father and mother. "I want to go on the roundabout. Please, father, mother, please, I am coming with a request." And that was no reply was coming from the parents, because they have left him. The boy was alone. Now arouses an insecure feeling in the child. He was panic stricken. He was convulsed. He just shrank himself into fear and into fear. He could not move freely. He started crying. He started wailing, sobbing, etc. He wailed. He moved hither and thither, here and there. He was just wandering here and there, trying to search for his parents, but he was not able to do. He was well dressed with his turban and all. His turban fell on the ground and his clothes were so dirty. So as a whole, he lost his parents in the crowd.